Let us continue with our lesson soils. Now you can see over here to the left are the different types of layers which are there of soils, layer of soils, and this topmost layer of soil which is there, it gets eroded due to wind and water. Because of the wind, because of the water, it will get washed away, eroded. So which are the factors? Running water, it can be your climate, or diversity in physiography. Now what is diversity? Difference in physiography. Now what is physiography? Means the physical setup of that particular area. It can be in a form of a mountain, plateaus, plains, anything. Then you also know that there are some chemical fertilizers, insecticides, that is insect sprays, or weedicides, or even we can say pesticides are sprayed, or they are used to obtain higher agriculture production. Now this, if you are using it in more quantity, excessive quantity, what will happen to the soil? It will degrade the soil. It will destroy the soil. So when you are using this in an excessive quantity, the chemicals are used, you can see how the soil, it affects the soil. The soil is absorbing all these chemicals, and after absorbing the chemicals, it remains back into the soil. So excessive irrigation draws salt upwards, and because of that excessive irrigation, the salt will come up from the soil. It will make the soil saline, and when the soil is saline, that is salty, you cannot grow any type of crops in the saline soil. It disturbs the pH level of the soil. It is a sign of soil degradation. Means what is pH level? It tells you whether the soil is more of acids or it is more of base. Now do you know what is geographic indication? Geographic indication means GI. There are certain soils which are best suited for certain crops. Hence the crop production of that crop becomes the speciality of that area. I can give you an example of like Himachal Pradesh, apples can grow over there. That means the soil is suitable for apple. If you go to Mahabaleshwar, strawberries grow over there because the soil is suitable for strawberries. That particular crop is known as the status is given as geographic indications. Similarly, there are other crops which are there which are given the status of geographic indication. Example, Hapus or Alfonso mango of Sindhudurg, custard apple from Beed, oranges of Nagpur. Now, we studied about soil erosion, we studied about soil degradation, but can you protect your soil? Can we do that? Of course, we need to protect our soil. That means soil conservation. So how will you conserve the soil? How will you protect it? So we need to construct embankments and plant trees on them. Such works are taken by the Department of Soil Conservation. So when you are constructing an embankment, you can see the embankment over here in the picture, and when you are planting the trees, it will hold the soil. This means we are protecting the soil, conserving the soil. Second thing what you can do, you can plant the trees because it controls the velocity of the wind. Why? Because the roots hold the soil and prevents soil erosion. Second thing you can see, it checks the velocity of water running along the slopes and hence reduces soil erosion. The water percolates or it is absorbed into the ground. There is one government scheme which was launched in Maharashtra, and that scheme was arrest water, let it percolate. Means what? You have to collect water. Arrest means to collect water. Let it percolate. Percolate means to absorb the water. So you can see a man over here who has dug a trench. This is a trench. Continuous contour trenches are being dug. You can see the second picture also where there are in circular motion. You can see here these trenches are being dug. So whenever there will be a rainfall, the rainwater will seep into this. The rainwater will be collected in this, so it will be absorbed by the soil. That means two things are happening over here. It is increasing the groundwater level, plus it is making the soil fertile. So this continuous contour trenches, CCT method, can be used for soil conservation. Similarly, there's a scheme which was launched known as Jalayukta Shivar. So in that, what you can do, you can construct a bunds on the farm. That what is a bund? It is a obstacle, we can say a wall, which stops the water from flowing. Water is collected at one place. Second thing, what? Arresting water or small streams and connecting the streams. Okay, so this arresting water means you have to collect the water from the small streams. Weir. Now what is a weir? Weir is actually a speed breaker, we can say speed breaker for the to stop the flow, the flow of river. The river flows with a very great speed, so to slow the flow, not to stop the flow but to make the speed slow, weir is a speed breaker. But what is actually a weir? Weir is a small dam. It is a small dam which has been constructed so that the flow of the river is very nominal, and it can change the way also. Afforestation. See, what is afforestation? We need to plant more trees. Instead of cutting the trees, we need to plant the trees. So instead of going for deforestation, you should go for afforestation, planting of the trees. Contour bunding. You should, as I already told you in the previous picture, how you can construct the bunds to stop the flow of water. So these are contour bunding, you can see over here, to stop the flow of water. This will help to conserve the soil also. Now, as I told you, fertilizers, chemicals and all this, it damages the soil. So can you use some natural methods? Of course, you can use vermicompost, manures and compost. These are the three things which you can use. It will help to maintain the pH balance, it will increase the proportion of humus, and it will retain means it will regain the fertility of soil. Keeping the farmland fallow for some period and cultivating. These are the two things. You can keep your farmland fallow means empty for some time, and then you can cultivate crops. One more thing I would like to tell you, same crop should not be cultivated again and again in that farmland. It can be done in rotation. Suppose wheat is been there, next will be rice, then can be jawar, then can be bajra, this type. That's the end of the lesson. Thank you.